I'm Sean Embrock. We begin the Hgp Sports with basketball. Addition of foreign players to the Guyana national basketball squad is a possibility the GABF is pursuing for the upcoming Caribbean Basketball Championships in June of this year. More in this report.
The Guyana Amateur Basketball Federation, GABF, said it will pursue 7 Guyanese international players for the upcoming Caribbean Basketball Confederation Championships, slated for June 13 to 22 in Tortola, British Virgin Islands.
The Bermuda series obviously went well. Our men, and this has shown that the local base players, you know, they have the capacity, they show the determination and the tenacity that's needed to win at that level. I think at the maximum, now that it's a quota system, but go for 4 overseas base players on either both the male and the female team.
The decision to pursue 7 players after previous negative experience with overseas-based players is a move of good faith.
Let me put it this way. Raul Marshall was here last year. Raul Marshall was absolutely outstanding. The benefit went beyond our 5th place placing at the championships. It spread to other players and how they approach their games and what they learned from him. The professionalism he brought to the game when he was training, the intensity with which he trained. So it's really to bring in persons who we see had exposure to a lot of international basketball and can add value to the team.
Training schedule and the requisite preparations is moving along smoothly with the head coach Darcel Harris at the helm.
And national practice is currently continuing at the sports hall, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for both the men and the women team.
The Guyana national squad of locally based players defeated an experienced Bermuda side in a friendly. Coach Darcel Harris did indicate then that the local players can pull their weight. The side, however, lost to Suriname 2-1 last weekend, playing in the neighboring country.
In cricket news, Demerara Cricket Board's senior men 3-day trials commences at Wales Community Centre ground. Calvin Chapman is on that story.
A pool of 35 players have been shortlisted for the DCB's Senior Men 3-Day Trial, which commences on May 7th at the Wales Ground on the west side. The identified players will be vying for a position in the Demerara side for the upcoming Guyana Cricket Board's inter-county 3-day and limited overs competitions. An impressive bunch of players have been called up in a list that boasts a mixture of youth and experience. These players include West Indies batsman and Guyana Jaguars skipper Leon Johnson, Vice Captain Vishal Singh, Trevon Griffith and Stephen Jacobs, Shiv Chandrapal's son Tejnarain Chandrapal, and West Indies under-19 spinner Amir Khan. The upcoming inter-county senior competition will feature the national under-19 side competing against Demerara, Essequibo and Berbice. That will be valuable practice and preparation for the regional level campaign in Jamaica this July.
Thanks, Calvin. Presidential candidate of the coalition came out in defense of the sports agenda for Guyana in the next 5 years. Here are the details.
Every school must not only have internet and scientific laboratories, it must have sporting facilities. But you have to put sports in at the grassroots level, at the school level. So children learn bat and ball, they learn football when they are most receptive to sporting ideas.
Retired Brigadier David Granger, presidential candidate of the coalition APNU-AFC. He was at the time addressing a student forum at the University of Guyana. Coupled with sports starting in the school system, another goal is sports advancement in the regions of Guyana.
But I do believe that every region of Guyana must have something approaching a stadium. And that is where you'll see sporting facilities coming. And certainly UG deserves better than that field out here.
One sports administrator noted that the APNU-AFC manifesto will budget for a subvention for all sports disciplines, which he is supportive of.
We've noticed which is purely from a basketball perspective, that the manifesto of APNU indicates that they will fully fund the sports teams that are participating at the CARICOM championship level. And you know, they'll make it an annual event within the subvention, and this doesn't just apply to basketball, but all sports discipline. Yes. And I think this is a great development, and regardless of whoever comes out as the victor on May the 11th, I would really love to see the parties embrace sport in that manner and have a subvention.
President of the GABF, Nigel Lines. He feels that such a move should be the posture of government irrespective of who wins the May 11th election 2015.
And 32 players shortlisted to represent Guyana at upcoming Caribbean Table Tennis Championships. Here is Calvin once more.
The Guyana Table Tennis Association will be sending teams to represent the country at a number of regional and international championships. The first of these competitions will feature the youth squad, which will be heading to Puerto Rico for the International Table Tennis Federation's World Junior and Cadet Open events commencing June 19. According to national coach Lyndon Johnson, the Caribbean Pre-Cadet set for Barbados from June 2nd has been postponed to October. Johnson spoke about the main obstacle for the youngsters that include Chelsea Edgill, Kyle Edgill, and Miguel Wong.
Some juniors right in CXC at this moment, but we're hoping that around the time is good for them to travel to Puerto Rico. From the 2nd to the 9th of July, we also have the senior players in preparation. They actually train in the evening. And it's a pretty young team. We have some young players. For example, the Britain, he's been doing good at senior and junior level.
Johnson stated the Tennis Association's intention of sending the team to Martinique for the Caribbean Senior Table Tennis Championships in July. The team will be without a few senior players, the likes of Christopher Franklin and Paul David. US-based Michelle John have been added to the preliminary squad, although John has not competed locally for a few years.
Thanks, Calvin. That concludes sports. Now for a look at the weather forecast.